Hello, everyone. This is day 6, day 6 of the 28-day writing challenge. And I am excited because today I wrote the first chapter of the book that I am currently working on. Now, it is actually chapter 8. And if you do the blueprinting that we've talked about before and you have it done for your whole book, you can really start on any chapter that you want to. In my case, I'm starting on chapter 8 because I had enough material for chapters 1 through 7 in blog posts and a previous book that I had written, and taking some of the chapters out of that I own the copyright to. Well, so I got chapter 8 done today, and I also blueprinted chapter 9. Now, my goal was to get chapter 8 or chapters 8 and 9 written today, and the blueprints for chapters 9 and 10. So you can see I'm still about a day behind my personal goals, but I think that I will be able to catch up. And since we are using Saturdays and Sundays as not being part of the 28 days, I guess I could catch up on the weekend when needed. But anyway, even though I seem to be a day behind, I am still excited about what I did get done. And so I was able to write this chapter today in 45 minutes. And you say, well, how did you do that? Well, I used my magic timer. I have 2 timers. One of them is bigger with red. You see it most of the time. There's a smaller one. But I set it for 5 minutes. I look at my blueprint and I answer the question. And I keep writing for 5 minutes. Whenever the time's up, I put an ellipsis and I go to the next one and I answer it. If I get through them more quickly, I just force myself to write and throw in more material. And sometimes it is surprising what does come to mind whenever that happens. But by doing it that way, I have the chapter done. I have it done today, and I got it done in 45 minutes. Now, I have chapter 9 blueprinted, and I also ended up with 9 questions for chapter 9. So I'm very confident that I will be able to write chapter 9 in 45 minutes also. Using the timer is very motivating whenever you are trying to get your rough draft done. Now, this obviously, what I have there is obviously not the finished product, but I will show you how that we'll be working with that coming toward the last, at about day 10, we'll start showing you how to be able to work with that. But anyway, so for me, 45 minutes of writing, and that gives me a chapter. Now, for some of you, you're not wired that way, and if you have to do it a different way, then you would have to figure out the number of words per day. So the timer is the constant in the way I'm doing it. In your way of doing it, the number of words would be your constant, and so your time would vary. In my case, my timer is the constant, and the number of words would vary. But they don't vary a whole lot whenever I do it that way. Well, so I'm 1 day behind, but I'm still ahead enough to be able to write the next chapter whenever it comes to the blueprinting. So I'm excited about that. Now, when I talked about the use of a timer and the timed writing to get your chapter done, as opposed to the number of words, well, that is sort of like TV production. You can have taped TV production, and you have live TV production. Now, the advantage of the taped TV production is that you can edit and edit and edit, and it can take forever. But whenever you do live, it is what it is. And whenever the program is over with, you are through and you get to go home. Now, in some of those cases, there's a lot of post-production work that goes on to improve the quality of the program. But whenever the time is up, the time is up. The program is over with. And that's why I liked the timed method of writing a rough draft. Well, I hope this has been encouraging to you, and I hope that you've written a chapter, and I hope you've planned out your next chapter. And if not, maybe you ought to start figuring a plan. Well, I just want to encourage you that you can write a book, and keep watching me as I go through my joys and maybe some struggles of getting this one done. I hope you have a good night, and remember, you can write a book.